Well, he's a true idol, isn't it, when it comes to rally driving, and we have Gaurav joining us here in studio himself. Gaurav, thanks so much for joining us. Good to have you here on NDTV. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it, from driving a borrowed car, quote unquote, to being a two-time APRC champion?
Yeah, of course, obviously I started driving at a very, very young age, and that was my passion, and that's what I always thought of, to get behind a wheel of a car and go as fast as I can.
But rallying always your first love, because you started off with motorbikes.
Actually, yeah, but rallying is definitely my first love because it was a family affair, and my uncle was one of the top drivers in the country then, and so it was a natural progression for me or the children in the house to get in behind race cars and race bikes, which were all available to us then. But yeah, I mean, I definitely jumped onto motorcycles because I love motorcycles as well. So, and it was a great startup, to get into rallying, and it teaches you a lot more, and it teaches you to be really smart and very versatile. So, it was a natural progression, I guess.
Also, if you look at your entire career graph, it's been steadily going up. But this particular season in the APRC, the 2016 season, you've been completely dominant. You haven't lost a rally yet, won all 5, already the title under your belt. Fair to say this is your best season ever?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? It is definitely. I've worked really, really hard, for this season, and we had some really good setups. Rallying is a sport where you need to have a car working for you very well all the time because the conditions change. As a driver, you have to be really smart to make right decisions because it can rain on one sector and be completely dry on the other. Probably when you go up the mountain, it can snow on top of the mountain and be completely dry when you come down. So it matters a lot. You have to be really sharp. Have to have really good pace notes. Which is the key for the success.
I'm very glad, Gaurav, that you brought up exactly what goes into being a rally driver and a successful rally driver at that, because a lot of our viewers might not know exactly what it takes. If you could, for their sake, if you could just explain how different rally driving is vis-a-vis a very high-profile sport like, say, Formula 1, because there the car does pretty much everything for the driver.
Yeah, basically, I'll cut it short and I'll just tell you that where Formula 1 is, as you said, is very, very advanced technology, wherein the car does well over 50% of the job for the team and the driver, whereas in rallying, the driver is actually doing 80 to 90% of the work, because the rally cars are trimmed down to be cars that you guys drive, regular people can drive. They're obviously, they are sort of road cars, but modified, correct. And we guys, obviously it's all the input from the driver and the co-driver. We have a pace note system which tells us every degree of the corner, meters into meters of the corners which are coming up ahead. So, summing all that up, you have to be very versatile and have to understand the conditions because it's mostly on gravel surfaces where the car is sliding and drifting all the time. So it's a big package of being sharp and being versatile.
So, of course, strategy-wise also you have to be different because, like, say, Formula 1, it's held over, different circuits in different countries in the world. When it comes to, say, the APRC, again, same rules, different countries in Asia, and of course, therefore, the strategies also have to be very different.
Yes, correct. Asia and the Pacific mostly. Yeah, so, different countries like Japan, Australia, the terrain varies, the speeds vary. We do have multiple stages where we come back again, but the terrain is always changing, constantly because it can rain. Sometimes it can turn into mud, slush. So, you have to prepare well. You have to make sure, you make the changes yourself as a driver sometimes. Yes. Change tires just before the stage yourself and adjust the suspension yourself. So you have to be a mechanic, you have to be a driver, you have to be a smart driver to understand. No luxury of pit stops here. Absolutely no luxury here.
All right, talking about the last race of the season in 2016, you've of course already won the title, but the last race is going to be a big race because it's here in India.
Yep, absolutely. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be in Chikmagalur, and I'm really proud to be driving the MRF rally car here. And it can't get better than that. I've been waiting for this moment for these years that I've been in the APRC.
It's historic. Why? Because it's the first time that there's a India leg in the APRC officially?
Exactly, yes. It's the first time that we've got the license to run the Asia Pacific Rally Championship round in India. And, the organizers have done a good job to get the license, and hopefully it's going to go through well, and we're all going to enjoy ourselves and have a great time.
I'm sure you will, Gaurav. One final question before we let you go. I heard you drove here yourself for this interview. Yeah. What is it like? How strange does it feel to be driving on the roads when you come back from a rally? Because unlike, say, rallying, road driving here in Delhi more often than not doesn't have any rules.
Well, honestly, when I drive around, obviously in all the other countries, we get a lot more disciplined, and coming back here, there's a complete lack of discipline on the roads, which is very sad. But yeah, I have to drive as a normal citizen does and as you would back home. So there's no difference in my driving when I come here.
And stop at every red light.
Absolutely.
All right, Gaurav, thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you here.